Everyone falls in life. But what if I told you there was a tree that survived every storm, every hardship, and never broke? This isn't just a story about a tree. This is a story about why you should never give up. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Have you ever felt like life keeps pushing you down no matter how hard you try? Well, today I'm going to share a powerful story about a tree that refused to fall. And trust me, this story might just change the way you see your struggles forever. In a quiet little town somewhere in the heart of America, there stood an old tree. It wasn't the tallest, nor the strongest looking. Its bark was rough, its branches twisted, and its leaves didn't always bloom as beautifully as the others in spring. But there was something about that tree, something that made people stop, look, and wonder. The townspeople called it the unbreakable tree. No one really knew how old it was. Some said it had been there before the town was even built. Others believed it had survived storms that had wiped out entire forests. But what everyone agreed on was this: that tree had seen everything and still stood tall. The beginning of the struggle. Years ago, when the tree was still young, it grew among a group of tall, confident trees. They were straight, smooth, and proud. When the wind blew, they swayed gracefully, almost like they were dancing. But not this tree. It struggled. Its roots didn't spread easily. The soil around it was rocky and dry. While the other trees reached toward the sky with ease, this one twisted and bent, trying to find sunlight wherever it could. Why can't I be like them? The young tree would think. Every day felt like a challenge. The sun didn't shine on it as much. The rainwater didn't always reach its roots, and the wind, oh the wind, seemed to push it harder than the rest. Sometimes it felt like giving up. The first storm. Then one day a powerful storm hit the town. The sky turned dark. Thunder roared. Winds howled like a pack of wolves. Rain poured down with a force no one had seen before. The tall, confident trees that once stood proud began to shake. Crack. One by one their branches snapped. Crash. Some of them couldn't hold their ground. Their roots, though deep, weren't used to such resistance. They had always grown in comfort, never truly tested. But the twisted young tree, it bent, it leaned, it almost touched the ground, but it didn't break. Learning through hardship, after the storm passed, the forest looked different. Many of the tall trees were gone. Others were damaged, their once perfect forms now broken. But the young twisted tree still stood, not perfect, not straight, but standing. That day something changed inside it. It realized that its struggles were not weaknesses, they were preparation. Every time the wind had pushed it, it had learned to bend. Every time the soil had resisted, its roots had grown stronger. Every time it had lacked sunlight, it had learned to adapt. It wasn't behind. It was being built differently. Growth with purpose. Years passed. The young tree grew older and stronger. Its trunk thickened. Its roots spread deep into the earth, finding strength in places others couldn't reach. It never became the straightest tree. It never became the most beautiful in the traditional sense. But it became something more powerful. It became resilient. Birds began to build nests on its branches. Travelers rested under its shade. Children climbed its sturdy limbs and laughed in joy. It wasn't just a tree anymore. It was a symbol. The biggest storm. Then came the storm that would change everything. People still talk about it to this day. Winds stronger than ever before swept across the land. Trees that had survived previous storms were torn from the ground. Houses shook. The sky roared like it was breaking apart. It was chaos. And right in the middle of it stood the old tree. Its branches whipped violently. Its trunk creaked under pressure. For a moment it looked like this was the end. But the tree remembered everything it had learned. It didn't resist the wind. It moved with it. It bent low, its branches nearly touching the earth once again, just like it had done in its youth. Hours passed. The storm raged on, and then silence, still standing. When the sun rose the next morning, the town came out to see what remained. The damage was everywhere. But there in the middle of it all stood the old tree. Broken branches, yes. Scars on its trunk, of course. But its roots were still deep. Its spirit was still unshaken. It had survived again. The lesson: people from all over began visiting the tree, not because it was perfect, but because it wasn't. It showed them something real, something powerful. That strength doesn't come from having an easy life. It comes from surviving a hard one. That bending doesn't mean weakness. It means wisdom. That being different doesn't mean being less. It means being unique. The message for you. Just like that tree, you might feel like life is harder for you than for others. Maybe your path isn't smooth. Maybe you face storms that no one else seems to understand. Maybe you feel twisted, bent, or imperfect. You are being prepared. Every challenge you face is building your strength. Every struggle is deepening your roots. Every setback is teaching you how to rise again. The strongest people in the world are not those who had it easy. They are the ones who refuse to fall. So the next time life feels unfair, the next time you feel like giving up, remember the tree. It didn't grow in perfect conditions. It didn't have an easy journey. But it stood strong when it mattered most. And so can you. Because like that tree, you were never meant to be perfect. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, just like that tree, no matter how hard life hits you, you can still stand strong. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video.